Imagine waking up on the very first morning of your retirement, pouring a cup of coffee, and looking out the window with the absolute certainty that your working days are completely behind you. It is a beautiful thought, but the moment you start looking at the actual numbers required to back up that dream, things get confusing incredibly fast. The financial media loves to throw around terrifying statistics about how much money you need to survive, leaving most people completely in the dark about what real life actually looks like at different savings milestones. Today, we are stripping away the generic advice and looking at three very specific financial reality checks by comparing a portfolio of $1 million, $2 million, and $3 million to see exactly how your lifestyle, your stress levels, and your daily freedom change at each level. If you manage to cross the seven-figure mark and enter retirement with exactly $1 million in investable assets, you have achieved something that the vast majority of workers will never reach. However, the modern reality of a $1 million retirement is vastly different than it was 20 or 30 years ago due to the relentless erosion of purchasing power over time. Using a standard conservative withdrawal framework of around 4%, a $1 million nest egg is going to generate roughly $40,000 of pre-tax income per single year. When you factor in federal taxes, state taxes, and basic healthcare costs, that $40,000 quickly compresses into a very tight, highly disciplined household budget. Living on a $1 million portfolio means you are essentially playing a game of careful lifestyle design where your fixed costs dictate absolutely everything. If you enter this stage with a fully paid-off primary mortgage, and you live in a state with low property taxes, that $40,000 can comfortably cover your basic utilities, groceries, and localized transportation. You will certainly not be starving, but you will also not be booking spontaneous first-class flights to Europe or buying a brand new vehicle on a whim. Your leisure activities will lean heavily toward low-cost or free local options, cooking the vast majority of your meals at home and treating restaurant visits as an occasional luxury rather than a weekly routine. The biggest hidden hurdle for the $1 million retiree in the United States is the terrifying wild card of healthcare expenses before you officially qualify for Medicare at age 65. If you decide to step away from the workforce early with this amount, buying private health insurance out of pocket can easily swallow a massive chunk of your annual income, leaving you with very little breathing room for emergencies. At this level, you are financially secure against standard everyday expenses, but you are still highly vulnerable to major economic shocks, spikes in inflation, or unexpected structural home repairs. It is a retirement defined by modest comfort, requiring you to remain a diligent accountant of your own life for the foreseeable future. Everything changes dramatically when you double that nest egg and cross the threshold into a $2 million retirement portfolio. At this level, your baseline annual income drops a much more comfortable $80,000 a year into your account, using that same conservative 4% withdrawal rate, completely altering your relationship with money. Suddenly, you cross the line from basic economic survival into true lifestyle flexibility, where you no longer have to check your bank app before deciding to go out for dinner or buying gifts for your family. An $80,000 annual cash flow, especially when eventually combined with standard Social Security benefits, places you well above the median household income in the United States. A $2 million retirement looks like a life where you can actively afford to outsource the chores and tasks that eat up your valuable time, such as hiring a landscaping service or paying a professional to handle your taxes. Your travel aspirations shift from simple domestic road trips to regular comfortable vacations, allowing you to take one or two major international trips every single year without sweating the cost of flights and hotels. You can comfortably maintain a reliable, modern vehicle, maintain a modest budget for home renovations, and say yes to spontaneous social invitations from friends and family without feeling an ounce of financial guilt. The true luxury of the $2 million milestone is the psychological relief that comes with having a substantial financial buffer against the unpredictability of the world. If the stock market takes a sudden downturn or inflation spikes for a few consecutive quarters, a $2 million portfolio gives you the structural room to temporarily trim your discretionary spending without impacting your core standard of living. You are no longer operating on the edge of a strict budget, meaning that an unexpected dental procedure or a broken air conditioning unit is merely an inconvenience rather than a full-blown financial crisis. When you scale the mountain all the way to a $3 million retirement portfolio, You are entering the upper echelon of financial independence where your money behaves completely differently. At a standard withdrawal rate, this nest egg rewards you with a massive baseline of $120,000 every single year before you even factor in a single dollar of Social Security. At this specific level, the conversation completely shifts away from how to budget your money and transitions entirely into how you actually want to spend your limited time on this planet. Work becomes a distant memory, and your investments effectively transform into a highly efficient personal wealth machine. A $3 million retirement looks like absolute lifestyle freedom, where you can choose exactly where you want to live based on your personal preferences rather than property tax rates. You can comfortably afford premium private health insurance policies, maintain a secondary vacation home or a timeshare, and travel completely on your own terms without hunting for budget deals. This level of wealth allows you to become a patron of your favorite hobbies, whether that means buying top-tier golfing equipment, funding creative projects, or routinely treating your children and grandchildren to memorable family gatherings. The most profound difference at the $3 million level is that you officially transition from a mindset of capital preservation to a mindset of legacy planning and generational wealth. Because your baseline spending is highly unlikely to consume the full growth of a well-diversified $3 million portfolio over time, your core principal balance will often continue to compound and expand even while you are actively withdrawing from it. You can confidently set up college funds for your grandkids, make impactful charitable donations, and rest easy knowing that you will almost certainly never outlive your money, regardless of how long you live or what the economy does. Ultimately, seeing these three milestones laid out proves that your personal retirement number isn't just about achieving the highest possible score. It is about matching your net worth to your authentic lifestyle expectations. You do not necessarily need $3 million to be blissfully happy if your dream consists of a quiet life spent gardening in a low-cost rural town, just as $1 million will feel incredibly suffocating if you insist on retiring in the heart of San Francisco or New York City. The goal is to figure out exactly what your ideal day looks like, reverse engineer the math required to fund that specific reality, and stop letting generic financial scripts tell you how to value your time. I want to hear from you guys now, so let me know down in the comments section below, which of these three retirement lifestyles aligns most closely with your personal long-term financial goals? Are you grinding hard to hit that absolute freedom of $3 million? Or are you perfectly content optimizing a beautiful, minimalist life at the $1 million mark? Let us start a conversation down there and break down these modern wealth targets together. If you found this breakdown helpful and it gave you a clearer picture of your future path, please smash that like button and subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode, and share this video with a friend or coworker who is currently stressing over their own retirement numbers. Thank you all so much for watching. Keep being smart with your money, stay focused out there, and I will see you all in the very next video.